Hello everyone, this is Arafel. I'm bringing you another Atari game. Last time I promised something with a war theme going on. This is probably the first strategy game I ever encountered. This is Eastern Front 1941. Let's start on the learner stage to show how it works. So select changes difficulty, start to start playing. Okay. Please enter your orders. Now, this is all joystick driven. You use the joystick to move your cursor around. If this were on PC, I'm sure this would be a mouse. Kind of reminds me of Command and Conquer in a way. You'll notice there's no music. So you have terrain, you have these cities, there's Warsaw. Over here is Minsk. So here is the one unit I have, or army unit. Panzer Corps. Muster, combat, these numbers mean something. I never really got into the details of the whole how this works, but you hold down the button and then press with your joystick to tell it where to go. And I think it was start to, yeah, there. They make noises as they move. Start to execute your turn. There, I've occupied Minsk and now control it. Anyway, the objective of the game, and on this tutorial mission, it's exceedingly easy, is to get over to capture Moscow. They have a militia there. Yeah, when you get to actual ordinary levels with full army going on, you'll have a bunch of units, they'll have a bunch of units. Yeah, there's a limit to how many orders you can give a single army piece at a time. They'll go faster or slower for different types of terrain. For instance, plains are pretty easy to go through. Forest is a little harder. River, a little harder. Yep. Yeah, but okay, you have to wait for it to show what orders are already in place before it can give you new orders, which gets kind of annoying. There, they fight. There's noises going on. Moscow is captured, I win, so I can advance to the next level. So let's start on beginner. Okay, beginner, you'll notice already there are more enemy units out there. They're all over the place. You've got tank armies, you've got infantry armies. On this side, you've got Panzer Corps, you've got Infantry Corps. You have this whole line of things going with each other. And yeah, it takes a while to get all your orders in because there are a lot of things going here, and it's really not that... the interface is not great. It's good for the time, given the limitations of the hardware and all that, but it's inconvenient if you're used to any kind of PC strategy game, where you have a faster interface, you have a mouse, and all that. I'll just put some orders in and let them go. I always thought this part was kind of fun. You have these things going, get the noises. Yeah. It's not quite musical, but almost. One thing this game did interestingly from a strategy standpoint is that, and apparently this was an innovation at the time, is as you are entering your orders and thinking about what to do, during that idle time, the computer is planning its next moves. So the longer you take to act, the more chance the computer has to figure out what it's doing, the better actions the computer will take when it's the computer's turn. If you go fairly quickly, it tends to do fairly short-sighted and not terribly bright moves. If you take longer, it plans out more steps ahead of time, it gets more strategic, more difficult to do. Yeah, to be honest, I really didn't understand what was going here when I played it as a kid. Just had these neat symbols. You told them to do things. They moved around. They made these noises. They have funny names like Panzer and yeah, Panzer, Riga. I think up here is Leningrad. I did not understand at all the historical context going on here. For instance, if you think about it, this is 1941. You're invading Moscow. Russia from the west. think about that, you're playing as... Yeah. Yeah. Little uncomfortable if you think about it. At the time, I suppose it made sense because the whole mindset culturally was Soviets bad. So anyone attacking the Soviets must be at least okay, right? And the other thing with this game is you're trying to, show that you could have invaded Russia better than that guy did. But yeah. Anyway, this has been Era Felon playing Eastern Front 1941. And next time, I'll do a different kind of strategic game.